Welcome to our podcast. I'm Manolo and this is Silver, and we're gonna talk about dimensional jumping and possibly other occult stuff, I guess.
Yup.
All right, so I'll let you decide. Do you want to go first with intros, or actually maybe it'll be longer? Maybe I should go first. What do
Sure.
you think? All right, let me get my notes up here. So I got into this whole thing because when I was a lot younger, I was really I was really interested in dreams, and eventually I found out about lucid dreaming online through Google, I guess, or some YouTube video. I don't remember anymore, honestly, how what like actually taught me it, but I remember I was so into it. And then I would always see though on Google it'll be paired with astral projection for some reason. And I always see that as like when I was younger, I'm like, astral out of body experience? Nah, that's ridiculous. Nah, that's too ridiculous. I can't be.
And the fuck is this? Am I going crazy?
Yeah, right. What are people talking about? I thought controlling your dreams was crazy enough. And then speaking of which, it surprises me that there are actual people that believe you can't control your dreams, even if you bring it up. Like it seems
Yeah.
like one of those topics where you tell someone and they're like, yeah, I guess that would make sense. I guess I should be able to control my dreams if I taught myself. But there are legit people that, no, that's impossible. Nah, not happening. Nah, you're just crazy. You just think you're controlling your dreams.
I don't even know why they think that.
It's
None of them
weird.
have given me concise evidence as to why. They just kind of say they don't think it could exist or work, so they just doesn't happen. Nope.
Yeah, well, funny enough, lucid dreaming is the one thing on that we're gonna talk about that has scientific proof. So if you don't think astral projection or anything beyond that's real, at least keep an open mind, alright? I'm talking to the
Yup.
people, obviously. So, yeah, so eventually I was like, alright, fine, what's astral projection? After years of lucid dreaming and, figuring out how to fly in my dreams and whatnot. And then I'm like, oh, alright, this seems interesting. Maybe, even if it isn't real, there's enough people talking about it. Maybe it's like a mental thing, some weird phenomenon. I'll just try it. It was hard. It took a while. And I didn't even do it the traditional way. I actually, I heard I found out about a way of doing it through your lucid dreams. And I basically did that. So eventually, I finally did it through waking myself through a lucid dream just to be directly sleep paralysis. And, I did some, method, I don't remember which one it was to, like, get on my body. And once I did, it was really interesting because like the first time I ever did it was was weird because like I couldn't see at first. I think I was in a wall or something, and I only realized I was in a wall because when I pushed forward, like I went forward, I I no, I think I opened my eyes first. Actually, I remember. I opened my eyes and I couldn't see too well. Then I went through this wall and I realized I was outside my apartment and I was on the second floor, so I was just in the air. And I like almost fell through the ground, and I was like, no, I do not want to go in the sewer system. Thank you very much. So like I took
Ew.
control, and I guess my lucid dreaming skills paid off because I was able to convince myself to fly. And I basically looked around. I saw it was daytime. I saw a bunch of cars which weren't usually there for some reason, but was today. And I even picked out, I think it was a car or a truck that out of all those cars to see if I would see it in real life, or waking reality or whatever you want to call it. And then I just flew down to the first street light, and then I didn't really get that far, but I was back in my body. Realized this morning I got my shoes on. I ran out the door, saw the bunch of cars, and even the car I picked out it was so crazy. And that was like
Wow.
that was my first instance of like, all right, this is real. This is really real. And from there, the rest of my astral projections were more weird in that I always felt like I can never tell if they're dreams or astral projection. Um, but I don't want to go on too much about astral projection. I'll get into maybe more experiences of that in some other podcasts. But from there, I got into Mandela effects, and that happened just because it just became a popular thing on the internet, and I saw a bit of it in real life. Where, like, for example, this peanut butter brand, and I was really into peanut butter, and still am. And at the time, I was like only getting one type of peanut butter, so because my family would only get this one peanut butter brand, so I always kind of looked at the other ones and wonder if they taste better. I don't know. It might be one of those just that's probably just me thing where it's like I wonder if this peanut butter is better. Anyways, so what happened was I remember seeing Jiffy was now Jif, and I was like, all right, maybe the company changed. But then when I saw online that people say no, it's always Jif, and then I looked at like old newspapers and stuff online, and it was like, no, it was always Jif. And then what convinced me later on, because even that could be like, all right, fine, maybe one thing, sure. But like, what really convinced me was when Thanksgiving was said to be on the fourth Thursday instead of what I remember to be the third. And they even like have a weird historical reasoning, because like apparently it was on the third, like before the 1940s, I think, or something like that. And they put it on the fourth because they wanted it close to the holidays. I wasn't even born then, so I wouldn't even know that. And the crazy thing is, the one that really convinced me, which is funny because it's just it's the Fruit Loops one. Why it convinces me is because it flip flopped, and that was really weird. And then that to the weirdness, my grandpa even remembered a lot of Mandela effects. He even remembered the one where like there was 52 states, and he was able to. And I had to really dig it out of him, by the way, the extra 2 states, because to him it's just 52 states. Like it wasn't like the last two were the ones that were like not in the the one that we have now. So I really had to dig it out of him, and he found I said Puerto Rico and Washington D.C. And I was like, oh, those are the ones online I keep hearing about that other people say for the extra 2 states. And eventually I thought about like, why this has to be controllable, right? Because obviously this is some weird. If this is happening, I don't know. I had this thought of like, I feel like this has to be controllable. Like this is more of a in us thing than it is an external thing, and like some other people would think on Mandela effect subreddit or something. So I found out about dimensional jumping. I don't remember if I found it on my own or someone posted in like the Mandela effect subreddit. Probably the latter, but that's when I really got into it, and I found out about the two-cusp method, which is, for those that don't know, the two-cusp method is you just write like to what your current state, what you want, like your current state on one thing, and the state you want on another thing, like paper or whatever. And you have 1 cup full of water, 1 cup empty. You put your current state on the full cup to represent that as your, the water represents you, your state, and the empty cup is the state you want. You pour the water in the other cup, and then you drink it. That's the most simplified, quick way I could put it, anyways. So, anyways, what I did was actually my grandpa eventually started having hip pain, and it was so bad he needed a cane. And what I did was I used the 2-cup method, and then what also helped his belief in it, because I actually had him do it, not me, which made this really more interesting. So he did the 2-cup method, and to make it more believable, I tried to put a scientific twist on it, and I would give him binaural beats, which are like these different frequencies that play each ear to invoke a certain reaction from the body or mind. And so I was doing that, and like I think it wasn't even like a week later, it was like a few days or something. He just did not even need that cane. Like he never needed it ever again. It was the freakiest thing.
Mm.
That was like one of my coolest experiences with dimensional jumping. Besides obviously the later stuff where like I tried to jump using lucid dreaming, which when I did that, oh god, that I feel like it'd be going on like a lot. So, alright, hold on, I need some water. Oh god. My mouth got dry. Alright, just cut that out. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so when I got into lucid dreaming, trying to jump with lucid dreaming, um, I basically what I did was I would kind of draw this portal in my dream with my finger, or well, the first time I think I actually did have a magic wand. Funny enough,
Some Doctor
and I drew
Strange
with
shit.
that. Yeah, right. And I went through the portal, and I would like end up at my usually it was my grandparents' house. Even like I did intentionally jump there usually, but even when I don't, I still kind of end up there by accident sometimes. And by the way, my grandparents' house, like they don't, that's not really a thing in my life anymore because they're both deceased. So yeah, it was very interesting. The first time I barely really experienced it, it was like I was super low energy or something. Like I just had no energy the first time. It felt like I was on their floor, and I had to really push. Like I pushed myself super hard to get up. I tried to open my eyes a little bit. I managed to make out like the house a tiny bit. I tried to run to my grandma's room because my grandma was like past was deceased longer, so I was more interested in seeing her at the time. Actually, I'm not even sure my grandpa was deceased at the time, so maybe that was part of it. But yeah, I think as I was going there, I just ended up back here. And the weird thing was, I think my mom and I are connected somewhat because we always had the same Mandela effects and stuff. And when after this experience, I actually felt like I was really low energy in real life. Like this low energy isn't like your typical like I'm tired. It
Like
legit felt,
exhausted, fatigue.
yeah, it felt like I had like it almost felt like my soul had little energy or something. It was very weird. Like it was weird to describe. And funny enough, my mom had the same thing that same day. Um, and even crazier, there was one time where I actually jumped to my grandparents again. This was more recent on a vacation. I actually told you about this, but I'll bring it up for the sake of the podcast. So I was in Spain, and because I have family there, I was visiting, whatever. And what happened was um, I ended up in this weird state. Actually, this wasn't technically a lucid dream state jump. It was some other weird thing. That might be a little too much to get into. Not thinking about it. But the gist of it is, the jump happened, and I was at my grandpa's house again, and it was like some family get together, and I was really out of it. Like I was not like the first time out of it, more like I was actually just tired, and I couldn't focus, kind of out of it. And I thought someone told me to do the dishes, and now in hindsight, I'm not sure if they actually did or if I just thought that. But I started doing it, and I was like cooking. Like I was in the mindset of like, all right, what's different? For some reason, I really expected things to be different at the time when I was into jumping, and I think that didn't help a lot. I think it seems like with dimensional jumping, you should have more stuff planned out and expect things to be the way you want it to be. But anyways, at the time, I was like, all right, what's different? So I looked at my phone and I saw it was March, which at the time I think it was like September or October, and um, and not only was it March, but it had over 40 days. Now the interesting part is after this, I wasn't there that long, and I ended up back here, obviously. And my mom actually recalled that same night being at a family get together. And since then, not much has really happened. I've been trying to do more of lucid dream jumping again without too much success. So that's where I'm at right now.
Hmm.
So, yeah, so I guess, it's your turn.
Okay. Well, I'm Silver, and I guess we can start off with the reason that I picked the name Silver as a username is tied into the first couple experiences that got me into all of this, which were um, when I was 11, 12 years old, about. I moved houses a lot. So this house was a new one, and it was in a forest on top of a Native American burial mound. Now, uh, I would have nightmares every night of entities that were completely black, shadowy things with red eyes trying to enter the house. And it was like, it wasn't like a nightmare. People would call it a nightmare. That's fine. I could see the relation there. But it was quite literally an out of body experience.
Oh,
Every
shit.
detail was spot on. It was like I was flying above the house watching them trying to get in.
Oh,
Um,
that's freaky.
so the this one time is when it all started. Of what? Oh, by the way, this is one of the haunted houses I lived in. I lived in a house prior to that for 9 years. That was also very haunted.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you told me that before.
Yeah. So this house with the experiences that I'm talking about now. Uh, there's one time these creatures were trying to get in, and I was OBE on the back porch, which is just a giant stone slab that would be connected to the hill and our house because we were on the hill. Now, I was looking up the hill into the forest line, tree line, and this wolf was coming out of the forest, and it's like, okay, wolves are here, but like, this is different. Because this one is glowing, and it's irradiating silver light, and it's giving me warmth, and I feel safe. And then the other creatures looked at it. The wolf looked at those creatures, and then the shadow dudes just left. They just walked away. And then the wolf was like, nah, fam, you're safe. It told me that I was safe and it would protect me. And then it all ended, and those creatures never came and tried to fuck with me.
Wow. I didn't
Um,
think your name would have such an awesome backstory.
yeah, it's. That's not even when I got the name, though. That's the thing. We moved to an apartment in a different city in a different school district. Uh, Lost all my friends, and then this is the year during this story. That year was the worst year of my life, and that year I got into Minecraft and all sorts of games. I was having like an online presence now. I was starting to make my own accounts. So I had to come up with a username. And actually, it was for Roblox that I came up with a username. Because I'm like, people's names use two parts. One is an adjective, or just, I thought, okay, description word. And then the other one is an object. So I'm like, what's a neat color? And then it came to me instantly just silver. and then the other word was uh, I couldn't figure out a word. Nothing else came to me, so I just browsed the internet till I found the word warrior, and then I just used Silver Warrior. But then it evolved to, let's just drop the warrior part. It sounds dumb anyway. We'll just keep Silver, and then it evolved into what I have now, Pref Silver, as like a running joke of I'm in. I have a lot of knowledge on the occult, paranormal, and all that shit. So it's like professor, but pref esser
Yep,
silver.
I
It's
get it.
really it's really lame.
I played a lot of Pokemon.
It's really lame.
I
Um,
I get it.
but yeah, that's the story of the name actually, and the how that sparked my interest was I always knew ghosts were real. I grew up around them. They tried killing me. It's just how it was. And being a kid, you're not like, oh, those are ghosts. I should be scared of them or figure out what they are. It's more of I have family to deal with, going to family events. I have school. I'm a kid. I don't want to think about the spooky stuff. So then, when that experience with the wolf happened, I was like, huh, what is that? I know these things called guardian angels exist. Could that have been mine? So I looked them up, and it's like, okay, it fits the description, but my intuition was like, no, it's not a guardian angel. So then that part was before the worst part of my life happened, but then the worst part of my life happened, and then coming out of it, and then like a couple months, bam, spiritual awakening happened. Completely like 180 on my beliefs. It was weird. It was pretty intense. And then I started getting memories of another world, of another life. And it's like, what the fuck is this? I'm
Is the
having memories
memories
of
is that part of the spiritual awakening? I just want to double check.
um I think they were triggered to happen by being open to the spiritual more via the spiritual awakening. I think that's what it was.
Do you want
I
to
don't think it was a
elaborate on?
direct thing.
Do you want to
Like
elaborate on the spiritual
bef-
awakening? Because it sounds like you're going a
before
little fast.
before it happened for me, I was all about science. Science explains everything. Blah blah blah. Because my friend group was a bunch of nerdy kids. Uh, then the spiritual awakening is when events in your life trigger you in your entire being pretty much to open up and in this current life, and then now you can feel like before you couldn't really feel energy, but then after it's like I can feel energy now. I can AP on AP on demand.
Can you
Um,
really? Or
I mean, if I went to sleep right now with the intent to AP, it would happen. So
oh,
it's
that's
technically on
awesome.
demand. Uh,
So what triggered the
I have
spiritual
a lot of
awakening
stuff that
now?
goes to prove that too. I don't know. I really don't know. Because other people that I know have had theirs. There are also many from meta communities that are interested in meta but haven't had theirs yet. For me, it was just triggered by like childhood trauma, I guess.
Uh, and that
Cuz
links
at the
back to your
time,
past life stuff.
yeah, cuz at the time I we kept moving around so much I couldn't make friends, I couldn't get an established personality. So then it's like who do I want to be? What to do? I don't know. And then events happened, and it's like, go surreal, huh? Let's look into that. Oh, that situation with the wolf happened. Let's look into that. and then just it evolved into having a personality then, but then spiritual awakening hit. And I want to say that I could feel it. I want to say that I feel the difference from being like woke now compared to back then, but I really don't. I don't remember what it felt like to be what was it, 12 years old. I don't remember. But yeah, um after it happened, we moved around a bit more, but then we came to the town, or no, we came to the state I'm currently living in, and I started getting these memories of another life and of another planet. And it's like, this isn't. These are dreams, right? No. These are really vivid. Or they wouldn't be just in dreams, they'd be like waking dreams, but not like I'm bored in class dreaming. I forget the word for that. Daydreaming.
Huh.
It's not daydreaming, it's like, oh boy, I have PTSD and I'm having flashbacks.
Oh, wow.
Kinda, but not, but yes. So it'd be like, oh, we're just hopping in the car, go someplace. I'm staring out the window, and then just bam, it hits me. Intense emotion, and then a scene that is like semi-transparent. I can see it, but like the background of the car and moving buildings is still prominent, but it's like a transparency over reality, like a film, where I could see this stuff going on. And it's not like imagination, where you imagine like Star Wars shit, shooting cars with laser beams or whatever. It was like, I see something. Am I on drugs? Uh, yeah, so it's like that. It would be on and off. So then I was thinking, huh, what is this? But I already kind of knew what it was. Um, so then that was like, okay, I'm gonna look into it. Learned that it was past lives and reincarnation. And then I thought about it, and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. If there are souls, and souls are eternal, they should be able to reincarnate. That makes sense. And then I looked at other people's cases around the world, and it's like, why do people not realize this? These kids have memories of places that do exist and are proven to exist with families to the exact details that these kids are describing, and these kids never interacted with them. And it's like, it's real, it's right there. Past lives
Yeah.
exist. This is what I'm experiencing, I guess. But it was different for me, because it's like, they have human past lives. Mine's a fucking alien past life. And not just one. Many.
Jeez.
Many. Uh, and then that ties back into the wolf thing. The wolf forest. Where it's, when past lives happened, I was in Egyptian mythology. So I was thinking, okay, soul names are part of Egyptian mythology. I wonder what mine would be. And then, bam! Right after thinking it, I had a name enter my head. It's that simple. So I'm like, wow, okay. I felt a connection to it as well. It wasn't just a random word. I'm not gonna say it because in Egyptian mythology, soul names have power. Haha, debated. Um,
Alright. So saying it on the podcast would lose its power?
it wouldn't lose its power. Soul names are hard to describe. They can be for a later time. But
Is it like Gino's last name? Gino's real name from like Super Mario RPG? That's a
a
that's a
brief
video game
description is
reference.
its soul names aren't just a word that you say that has ultimate power to enslave that soul. It's like the name would be like the sigil for a construct. So you use that to interact with the construct, which would be the soul, to then invoke it. Soul names are to invoke an entity.
Wait. So they're just symbols, not actual names. You're saying?
No, they're names. They can also be symbols, but
Alright.
it's and or just like sounds. But soul names aren't just I'm gonna say apple and now I control a soul named Apple. You
Alright.
have to invoke it. You have to
Interesting.
call it. You have to empower it. And then you have to call it and then take it. It's not just apple. But yeah, the word is one of the parts of it. Like in Norse mythology, words have power only when you speak them, because once they're spoken, you cannot take them back.
That's interesting.
So that's why words, like words of power, if you tell someone to fuck off, that has power to it.
Yeah.
You can't take it back. You can try and convince them, like, hey, didn't mean it, but you can't take it back.
Well, it could just be like, well, I guess you could say it in a joking manner, but at that
You
point it's
could
like a different meaning.
slide into someone's DMs and be like, ooh, what's this? Um, but yeah, the past life stuff happened, and then school was starting soon, and I was living in a hotel that the Wi-Fi would be down daily.
Oh
Everything was
god.
shit, and we lived there for 2 months. And we had a dog with us, big one. Um, damn, I just lost my train of thought.
You're saying you're going back to school?
Right. So we were going back to school. We're in this shitty hotel, blah blah blah. And I was just finding out what Discord was. Just got on Discord, and I was trying to find servers to get into, and then I was thinking, wow, there should be paranormal servers I could get into, right? That's when I found no, someone on my Steam. No, that's a lie. I was on Steam. This is a really weird series of events, by the way. They each chain off each other to where I am now. It
Alright.
all started off with me playing Starbound on Steam. I found out that there was a mod called the Avali mod that would add a race of avian creature, raptor avian creature things. So I was having an issue with the mod. I went to their Discord and asked for help. They fixed it, but then I decided to stay because I really liked the mod. I met someone there that knew what tulpas were. They invited me to the tulpa Discord. So now I was on the tulpa Discord, where I'm learning what tulpas were before the school year, and I was determined to make one before the school year. Because this was a new school. I was starting high school at a different school
Wait,
in the
how
middle
long
of the
how long
fucking
ago
thing.
was this?
2 years. At this point, it's 2 years ago.
Oh wow.
Um, but yeah, you can see all this is chaining off each other. It's like Steam, mod, help,
Wait.
Discord, person. Now I'm on the Tulpa Discord.
Wait,
So
you only
then,
got a Topa 2 years ago? I thought I
for me,
thought
it's like, wow, it's been 2.5 years. It's been 2.5 years,
I
but
thought I thought when you because I remember you told me I thought one of your
I,
childhood traumas gave you a Topa or something.
yeah, uh, the spiritual awakening trauma thing gave me one, but it wasn't fully developed till this part in life.
Alright, just
So, 2.5 years ago, Tulpa Discord happened, I met a lot of awesome people, and then I met fucking Coda, and then he got me on the Psychonauts Kitchen, and then I went all out meta, learned everything, and then intuition kicked into high gear, and I went full auto on the past lives. I know a lot of stuff about my past life now, and uh, found out what all these different places were. AP, I have logs almost every day, 2 to 4 experiences each night, logged for 2 years. It's
What's
crazy.
logs again?
Like recording experiences.
Alright.
So I have I have a lot of experiences now recorded
I just
in
checked.
text.
I just checked back on our first messages with each other. I just realized we actually met for the first time 2 years ago.
Yeah. Uh,
Wow. Like
Psychonauts
time flies.
Kitchen happened 2.5 years ago,
It's like
and then I went
blowing. I'm
fully.
sorry, that's just blowing my mind right now. I didn't know it was two
It's
years
been two
ago.
and a half years. Yeah. Um. So then on the Psychonauts Kitchen, I met Crash, Darks, and some other people who are into dimension jumping. And then I was like, "Yo, I'll try it out. I want to learn it." And then that happened, and then that path was done. I'm done with that path. I met some crazy people. I won't name names and point fingers,
Yeah.
but yeah. And then I decided that I've had it with dimension jumping and DJ. Even though I think it's real, I think everything is real. But then after that, I kind of went insane, crazy, and then started going and evolving my theories and shit, get my belief system down. And then just went on to I need to progress till my end goal, which is get home for of past life home. Fuck, what was I gonna say?
Are you still doing that? I thought you
I don't remember.
I thought you were
Doing what?
saying. Are you still trying to get back to your past life home?
Yes, that's always been the goal, main goal. But I have a new goal, which is preservation.
Yes. I remember you told me
Preservation.
that.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention. When I looked into the past life stuff, and then I was trying to correlate that to the Wolf Forest event, because I didn't feel like it was a guardian angel. Turns out that it was an entity from my past life, and we were soulmates, I guess.
Oh
That's
wow.
a human word for it. Um, so then I was like, hey, tulpas are a thing at that point. And then, because I learned that with tulpas that I had one already, so then the one I was trying to develop was basically the one I already had. So that's why it gained independence fully within a month of working on it, because it was already there. Uh, and then, like a couple months later, I finally realized the correlation between the wolf forest and past lives, and it's like, okay, that was someone from my past life. And then just one day it's, yo, hi. And it's like, ooh, hi. Then we started talking, and then and then we had to figure out a name for them to be called, because, again, we used soul names in the past life. And then called her Luna. So that's why there's Neo, my Tulpa, and Luna, past life, friendo, I guess.
It's
And
all. It's so It really is like really interesting.
I have. Oh, I didn't really say interest. I just kind of went on my Backstory. um, interest, everything meta. I have big boy knowledge. As the cool kids say, I'm woke AF.
Yeah.
I help a lot of people with magic on Reddit and Discord and or email.
Oh, you
But
actually,
yeah,
people actually email you?
yeah. I know some others who have alien past lives as well.
Oh, really?
Now, one of them I email with.
Oh, yeah, there was one. I remember on the Discord. I forgot about that person.
Impossible Realms?
What's that? I don't even remember the name anymore. It could be that, though.
Lizard Wizard?
I remember it was someone that, like, I think he was, the person was, like, a female alien in a past life or something.
Impossible Realms is a male who's trans to a female because they were a female in their past life.
Yeah,
As an alien.
that's probably that person.
Yeah.
Huh.
But yeah.
Hope they don't mind us, mentioning them in the
I don't want to
podcast.
name names of point fingers. No,
But just
they're
bleep it
really
out.
cool.
Alright.
Really cool. It's fine. Nothing wrong with them. But
Oh,
I
man.
guess interests are over. What can we talk about?
Yeah, I know it's also interesting, a lot to take in, so I'm trying to figure out where to go from here. Um, the only thing that comes to mind is a recent thing I've been working on lately. I've been which is nowhere near as cool as the stuff we're already talking about, but I've been getting into trying to figure out persistent realms a bit more. For those that
Yeah.
don't know, that's like consistent dream worlds. Um, I'm actually thinking of trying to make a map of it. Though I think to help better that sense, I might make a map of the real world. Funny enough, and just for practice, when I actually do just get up in the morning, I'm like, oh shit, I gotta remember where everything is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's really weird. Like I have weird dream shit. Like there's this bridge in my dreams that keeps coming up. And it's the weirdest thing because it's like this bridge should not be coming up in my dreams a lot. Because when I realize this bridge is probably from real life, and for context, I like to walk a lot, and I
I got
literally.
a good pun. Got a good
Sorry,
pun.
what?
I have a good pun.
Oh yeah,
The bridge keeps coming up, right?
yeah.
Would you say it's a drawbridge?
A drawbridge. I don't get it.
Because drawbridges come up and it keeps coming up.
Oh, god damn it. All right.
Continue.
Um. Oh yeah. So, one day I actually walked really far and I actually saw this bridge in real life, and it was and the weird thing was like, why? It was like the only explanation is I could have drove past there, because, but it's like not me, but as a kid I could have probably been in the car that passed by there. But it's so weird that that would be in my dream world, and it kind of makes me feel like maybe there's something to it. Like maybe these dream worlds are more than dreams, you know.
Yeah.
Um, and there's a lot of weird consistent places. Like they'll have like this consistent theme park or amusement park, whatever you want to call it. There's a city. The bridge actually leads into the city, I think. And some locations are actually very consistent to real life. Like there won't be a lot of differences, which also makes me wonder if other things I'm missing might be. Actually, it's a really weird thought I just thought of now. What if I am just dreaming of real world stuff this whole time?
Do 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 do
Yeah.
do do.
Like I just find that amusement park. That would really freak me out. Oh man.
Okay. Yeah. Uh, are you cut out, or did you just stop talking?
Nah, stop talking.
Because
I
you cut
just
out a
took a
bit.
drink of.
Okay.
I just took a drink of water. Um.
You have a drinking problem.
Yeah, of course. You know, it's funny. I actually drink I usually drink my water all at once, which is a bad habit of mine. But tonight I guess I'm not doing that.
uh, I guess I'll say what I've been doing as of late, and then I'll say some experiences I've had with AP, because those are intense.
Oh yeah, that should be interesting.
So what I'm doing now is one of my primary sources for just gathering information isn't the internet or other people. It is AP to the void. Now
The void. Sorry, I'm gonna
the
make it
void
dramatic.
is a place. It isn't a place actually. It's nothing. Quite literally, just negative space. But it's not negative space because it's nothing. It's absolute nothingness,
Oh,
and
excuse
it's
me.
the basis for all reality. Now, when you go there, you don't have any reality to be grounded in because there's nothing there. So you only ground to yourself, which strengthens your entire being, and it's like all you experience is your entire being because this is what you're grounded to. And the first time it happened, I felt fucking amazing. I felt like I could do anything. I mean anything, because I was
That second anything
uh,
sounded like it was like darker, like you just became evil for a second.
anything.
It's like, oh no.
Um, it was more of I could think at speeds so fast that if I wanted to figure out the answer to anything, I'd have it instantly. And here's what happened is what felt like a split second, I thought all of this simultaneously. I had, damn, I'm thinking really fast. What should I think about? Where am I? This is me. Uh, what's the answer to the universe? What's the answer to reality? Um, how do I get home? Where are the other ones? Why can I see my body if there's nothing here? And yeah, all that went through my head in a split second. But what else went through my head was I now have the answer to the universe. I have the answer to how I get home. And then I had this one answer that was lingering that came to me right before I woke up. And that fucking answer, I didn't remember when I woke up. Because I was sitting there in this void, like, oh my god. Answer to the universe? Toss that out. Answer to how I get home? Toss that out. This thing, this information I have right here, this is it, boys. And then my entire being lit up, and it's like, I feel this. I need it. And then I woke up, and it's like, damn. I remembered none of it.
Dang.
So, yeah, since that experience happened, I'm like, I need to get back there. So I have been doing attempts to get back there, and they've all led to me understanding what the void is more. Which is, it's still nothing, but the reason people fear it is because their brain, their being can't ground themselves there at all. They fear nothing because they live in a reality of something. So to be in nothing is to be like being dead, I guess.
Well,
That's not what I felt,
well,
but
you
it,
still have
you know.
consciousness, it seems.
Oh, I had all sorts of shit. um, but yeah, so each attempt, like when AP on demand, when I went to sleep, and then with the intent to AP to the void, I would AP to the void, and I'd wake up and record the experience, which compared to the other experiences, I could tell was the void, because I never have nightmares anymore since I've gotten into magic and throwing up this shield around the house. By the way, um, I don't have nightmares unless it's an entity trying to do something, or me traveling out of the shield. Rip that. But each attempt to the void, I'd end up with a nightmare, which was me facing my fears, or just facing shit that I have no clue what's going on. One of them was a monster in the house. I felt nothing, and I just went into past life mode, which was I was a tactician in my past life. So I just went into I need to find a way to kill this thing. And then I did. And then other experiences where I met some void entity thingies. They told me ways to better myself, to achieve being in the void for longer. So those two were helpful.
So wait, there's
Uh,
entities in the void?
yeah, this is what's contradictory, is that there are if the void is absolute nothing, then nothing can come from it. So there are no void entities. However, there are, but they're probably beings that went there and made that their home. And then now it's just how it is.
Weird.
Um,
What if they're just like a part of you?
Part of me.
Yeah. Like,
That's one of the experiences that happened. The most recent one, or my last attempt, was a couple months ago, because I've been preoccupied. But that attempt was I went to the void, and this AP, I was now in a building. I went to the. I felt an urge to go into the bathroom, but not use the bathroom. So I went. I went there, felt something in one of the bathroom stalls, went to check it out, and it was me, but completely black, just void. And it mimicked everything I did, and I had a lot of fear about it. This thing is me. I can do a lot of shit. I know I can. I can feel that I can. This thing can as well, because it's me. And it's mimicking me. So what do I do? And then, at one point, it hit me. Intuition kicked in, and it's like, you don't have to fear it. And then I didn't... I realized what was going on. I'm like, oh, it's the void. Okay. There's nothing to fear. This is just an illusion. It's a manifestation of me not being able to ground myself.
so
And then I stopped having fear, and then it started fearing me. And when I stepped towards it, it would just cower in the corner. And I was pretending to be fearful again, and then it powered up Super Saiyan and was like, I'm gonna kick your ass. But then I'm like, no, you're not. Didn't have fear anymore, and then it was done. And then I woke up. So that
so
was
so when you
that
go
was like a manifestation of me, I
so when
guess.
you go to the void and you start kind of creating things, I guess, in there. You're saying?
Not necessarily. It's that you're trying to make. You're on the edge of reality, pretty much. Which is very distorted, I guess.
Huh.
So you can create things, but it's in the astral plane. You can create stuff. You're manifesting a reality to like interact with, but it's manifesting because you have nothing to ground to, so you're creating something to ground to.
Huh. It's really interesting. Should I go into my I may or may not have been the void story,
Um,
which was
sure, because I
technic.
just forgot what I was gonna talk about.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Basically, this actually connects to that last jump I talked about, where I was at my grandparents' house, and it was the family get together. If you still remember that, and how that happened was actually this experience where I don't remember what led up to it. It could have been a lucid dream where I tried to wake myself up into some AP experience or something else. I just remember what happened was I woke up, or I thought I woke up. I just suddenly was in this experience, is what I'm trying to say, of like nothingness. Like there was nothing. I couldn't even feel my eyelids. I couldn't feel anything. It was just like nothingness. But and I thought um, this was some other experience. I thought this was actually something else I've been reading about, where you could use the jump. So I was like, all right. I quite literally was like, I want to be in a reality where my grandparents are still alive. And then literally, I don't even know if it was a second later actually. It's just I was just there, and then I was in that reality where like the family get together. It's very disorientating, by the way, because I was just suddenly there. It was just part of the spaciness that probably happened, because it was like, whoa, I'm in the middle of waking this waking reality where people are hyper, and I'm at a family get together and all this shit's happening. very, very, very crazy experience. But yeah, that was basically it. I didn't really get to do any other void-esque stuff or anything like that
Mm.
yet, anyways.
I just remember what I was saying. Uh, and now I'm gonna forget it.
They,
Right. So, the void, when like I was saying, that I had the answers to everything in that moment, I'm getting back there so that each attempt I can actually keep the knowledge, bring it here, and then use it. Because the goal of that is to, since I'm accessing myself, the knowledge isn't coming from anything else but me. Because that's all technically I'm experiencing there is myself. So I'm going there to gather the knowledge of my past lives and everything that I've experienced to use. And it's really interesting because during that experience, intuition is maxed out, and I can just feel if I wanted the knowledge on how to get home, like right now, back to my planet, um, my intuition would say, "You have that. You just gotta remember that, bud." It's really it's really interesting to feel that. It's kind of hard to describe
yeah, seems pretty weird.
because it's like I feel empowered in the moment. That could be for many reasons because it's all I experience is me. But then there's the fact that I do have that knowledge to do that, along with um, intuitive knowledge coming back to me naturally, and then each attempt to the void gives me more, and then all of this overlaps on top of each other, and woke as fuck helping other people. So there's something there. Uh, that's not even like the greatest experience I've had with AP though. I can't remember, but it's okay. It's one of these two. It's either the one that I had about a year ago, or it's either the experience I had like a month ago. Or no, not a month ago. Like a couple of weeks ago. Was it a couple of weeks ago? A week ago? A week ago, I
About a
think.
week ago.
God damn it. So I'm gonna say the shorter one, which is about a week ago. is I was just coming off of 22 hours being awake playing Path of Exile.
Jesus, dude.
And I that was actively too. Normally I just sit there browsing the internet. No, I was actively playing the game. But yeah, Luna told me I should go to sleep. So, cuz she's always right and she takes care of me, I went to sleep. But the thing was, I didn't think I did at all. What happened was I laid down, did the normal thing of I'm gonna lay here thinking about things till I fall asleep, and I'm just gonna roll around or whatever. For me, I kept doing that for about 2 hours, decided I'm hungry and I'm gonna take a shower to sort of ease all the discomfort. So, to me, I went to the kitchen, made a sandwich, ate it, went, took a shower. I felt all of that. I tasted the sandwich. Everything felt and was exactly what I would normally do. And I was thinking in that moment, by the way. So I did that, and then I went and laid back down. Or no, when I was in the shower, the walls would start twisting, and I was like, okay, I'm at the point of sleep deprivation, I'm hallucinating. The walls were twisting. The water, I couldn't feel it anymore. The shower curtain turned into like a net thing. The roof was going all weird. And I was sitting there thinking, this is some serious sleep deprivation. I should get out of the shower and go to sleep. I didn't even think of what was going on. And um I went to go turn the shower off, but instead when I went down, looked at the drain for if you swapped it to being a tub, bubbles were coming up from it. And then suddenly the room was full of water, but it was crystal clear. And I'm thinking, I'm panicking right now, but I can still breathe. This isn't real, so I'm fine. So then I just bapped my microphone. Uh, I was thinking, okay, this isn't real, so I'm fine. So then I slowed the panicking down, was breathing normally while underwater, and then I woke up and I'm freaking out because it's like I'm not awake right now. I was just in the shower. And then I was hit with shock. Like, that was all just a dream. I've been sleeping. What the fuck? I look at the alarm clock and 30 minutes have passed. It's like, Jesus. Okay. So, normally I can tell, like, what's going on. But leading up to that shower part, that was so real.
You don't,
That was so
you
fucking
don't think
real.
it was a false awakening?
Mm, I haven't looked into false awakenings. To me, it's just like, oh, I think it's this, but it turns out it's not because you lack the knowledge to understand what it is.
Well, a false awakening is it's just when you think you woke up out of a dream, but you're still dreaming, basically. Those tend to be really
This was
realistic,
the
though. It's
opposite,
weird.
though.
Say what?
Wouldn't that have been the opposite, where I was dreaming, thinking that it was real, but then hit the last point of it where I'm like, I'm in a dream, and then I wake up.
Yeah, that's what a false awakening is like.
I thought you just
Cause you,
described it as the opposite.
did I? I don't.
I don't know.
I'm starting to get a little tired, maybe. Maybe I'm sleep.
Hello, tired.
Maybe I'm starting to get sleep deprivation.
The walls are gonna twist and the room's gonna fill with water and you'll wake up. It's fine.
I'm like, shit, I didn't record the podcast.
That was probably the closest thing to drugs. And I've never taken drugs.
Oh, God.
Not even prescription drugs.
That's good, I
And
guess.
it's like, Jesus. But, quickly though, because that lasted longer than I could have explained it. The other one was the magnet, TM. I just like to add that. Uh, Basically, an experience where I was trying to AP to explore, and something pulled me to this place, hence the magnet. And I was stuck there. Other creatures and entities, beings of all sorts were there, and I was in a room with kids, and they're like, "Wow, you're from another dimension," and I'm like, "Okay." So I walk out, and it turns out I'm in a bunker underground in a mountain. Walking the halls, I find the head dude of the place. He's like, "Boy, you can jump dimensions. I'm not having any of that." So, since this place was, or he did an evil villain monologue after he punched me to the ground,
Oh,
which I felt all of that, by the way. I was awake and aware in this
jeez.
complete other reality. This is on par with the one I just talked about, but it wasn't a false awakening because I knew I was somewhere else.
That sounds
Um,
scary.
so I'm on the floor. This dude's doing evil villain monologue. He's like, "I test on all of these entities so I can learn how they do these things, and then I'm gonna use them because I'm power hungry." Basically, what he said. And he said, "I'm because you can jump dimensions and you could jump at any moment and leave. You, I need to figure out why you can do that now instead of waiting." So then was drugged to a place to be air quote experimented on, I guess. And then right as it was about to happen, wall explodes, another faction comes in, I get knocked out, and you'd think, oh, you were knocked out in a dream. Okay, you'll wake up back in real life. Nope. Um, Gained consciousness a bit while I was in this truck, and we were driving away from the place, and then I got knocked unconscious like a minute later. Woke up again on a medical bed thing, and there's this doctor dude making sure I'm alright. And I'm awake and aware again. It's like, I just woke up here. This isn't real yet again. What I just experienced was another reality, and I'm still here. Uh oh. So I try and take energy and like form a portal. And this dude, he can tell I'm trying something. He says that's not gonna work here. This isn't a lucid dream. You're in another place, boy, but you need to lie down because you're injured. So then this captain dude comes in or whatever of this second faction, and he tells me that we're gonna go eat food. So he takes me out. We go to the cafeteria and we're eating food with other people. They're all looking at me, and at this point I start to fade. I'm starting to lose feeling of that body. I'm starting to lose vision. Everything's turning fuzzy. And this dude knows something is up. So he's like, we're going to send you to a secure location so that you can rest up, get good, and then help us fight this the Magnet TM. So we run, or I got knocked unconscious again. Well, not knocked unconscious, I went unconscious. And from the fading, because I was starting to leave that place and that body, but I woke up again in the Jeep that they were taking me to this place in. We were in a desert. Trucks blew up. Another fucking faction came in and was trying to get me. But then I disappeared in front of their eyes, and then I had a wormhole like effect, and then I woke up. There's a lot more detail to that,
Yeah, that
but
sounds.
that's like
That's
a summary.
like holy shit, man.
And that is why I tell people, if you think you can't get injured or fucked around in the astral plane, you're dead wrong, boy. There's a lot of shit in the astral plane.
Jeez, dude,
Jesus
were
fuck.
these other entities like human or
Um, the human or the people, the kids in the room that I woke up in were human.
but
Yes,
everyone else wasn't?
but they're, and then the people running the facility were human with a couple aliens.
Huh.
And then the rebel faction were humans, but there were a couple aliens. And then when I was looking around the place, yes, there were other creatures there.
Well, they can describe one.
Uh, that got lost in remembering
Uh,
because I like woke up, was thinking, oh shit, I'm back.
oh yeah, I guess that'd
Went to
be the
type
natural
the
reaction.
I went to type the 8,000 letter or 8,000 characters of the AP, and then yeah, I kind of forgot.
Yeah, no, like that sounds like that type of experience where you're like it sounds like the type of experience where you'd
It was relief,
be
actually.
like,
I woke up with relief.
yeah, yeah, that and like relief, and then like, alright, I'm done. I'm done. I'm not doing
Yeah,
this anymore.
I'm done. I'm done.
I feel like most people
What
would be like, I'm not going back out there.
What's funny is I woke up, typed it, and then Luna, who protects me, is like, "You're not going back. Fuck that. You're grounded.
Oh, really?
you're not going to AP anymore." And then I'm like 2 days later of no AP. Which, by the way, that's another interesting thing is Luna can ground me to the point where I can't AP,
Huh.
even like accidentally or naturally without intent.
That's so. Wow. That's cool.
Which, when she's done that, have had like maybe a 2 week straight period of no AP.
That is funny though. It's like,
There were
that's it.
dreams.
No, you can't actually object anymore. You know,
But
it's
yeah,
just like,
she's like, nah, you're done. And I'm like, I want to go back.
you don't,
I actually wanted to go back
you don't understand.
because it's like I found this other world. There's this thing take taking other entities and just experimenting on them. I want to go back. And Luna's like, nah, you're not going back. Like
Nah.
a week later, you're fine now. Just be careful, okay, dear? Fine.
It's like, don't be a
I have not
hero.
been back there since.
She's like, don't be a hero.
I want to be a hero. Um, there's some other experiences that came to me just now. If you want me to talk about those, unless you have something to say.
Um, I don't know. I'm iffy because like it has been like over an hour. Maybe we should save some for another time.
It's an hour 14.
Yeah, mine's an hour 15 at the minute. Minute, a minute. Yeah,
How
I
about
must be tired. I came the
one
same
more?
minute.
One more.
Alright, sure.
Because this relates to have I seen other entities and can describe them? Yeah. This one, though, is I was suddenly aware in this place. Turns out it's a restaurant with an like 80s diner kind of theme. I'm in line, I'm looking around. I'm in a group of other people that I could feel were my friends and I knew them. And by the way, pre-dream knowledge only occurs in AP. You don't have memories of prior events in a dream
Wait.
because dreams are just manifestations of your memories.
Wait, so you're telling me
But
lucid dreams you can't.
lucid dreams are just you being aware in a dream.
Yeah, but I have memories of what I want to do when in a lucid dream. Wouldn't
No, I'm
that
saying
technically be?
pre dream. Like right when you realize you're awake and aware in the dream, you can recall memories in that body of things that you don't remember happening in the dream, which prompts to think that it is AP.
Wait, you mean like things like say you're in a dream and you remember another dream that you don't remember in real life, you're saying? Or do you mean the
Like
opposite?
I could wake up in a body and then be aware, then have knowledge of like I need to I'm recalling memories. I need to go here, but it's like I don't know that I need to be there. Or no, I don't feel I need to be there. I know I need to be there because this is memory and knowledge before being aware of me being here.
Huh. I don't know about that, because like
Cause
I had dreams where I have a dream that reference a dream from
I've had
years
a dream
ago
that
that
everyone
I
was
would
using.
completely forget about. So that's interesting.
Like if I had a dream where um I was in a completely different house than what I live in now, I would know where every room is. I would know even just random people that I don't even know or haven't seen. They're just kind of in the house. They live there, I guess. I would have knowledge of them and their lives and such before I realized I was
So
aware.
you're saying those experiences would be an AP.
I would say they are, although a skeptic could say that it's your brain making an experience, and then as it's doing it, you become aware at some point in it, so you would have knowledge of what happened before.
I can't help but take
I don't
the
see it
middle
as that.
ground.
I don't see it as
I
that.
can see it being either. I believe in APs, but I also feel like you could, like a dream could also have like, because like when you're in a dream state, you have like access to a lot more like weird mental, subconscious stuff. So I'm sure when you're in a dream state, you can remember more things and possibly remember like weird other dream experiences that you wouldn't even remember in real life. But anyways, not to get too off track, what were you saying?
So, I was in this restaurant style place. I knew these people I was with were my friends. I knew them. They also did magic. And as I was looking around this place, it was just filled with all sorts of beings, random creatures and entities. There were so many that if I were to try and describe one, that I just couldn't. But there were like entirely purple dudes with tentacles. There were like Cyclops looking people with forearms, like kind of Star Wars or Marvel shit. I don't know. Um, Now, this place wasn't grounded in the physical though, which is why the experience is called the Astral Cafe, TM, as it was just a place kind of collectively created in the astral plane to just chill.
Huh.
So, in the experience, my group got to the counter and then we ordered. I had a chocolate milkshake and I could taste it and feel it being cold,
Was it
and
the
it was
best
the
milk?
best chocolate milkshake I've ever
I was just gonna
had.
ask. That's great.
Fucking actually, it was a Oreo milkshake.
Oh god.
But
Damn,
yeah,
now I want
it
ice
was the
cream.
best milkshake that I have ever had.
Well, I
It's
know what I'm having after this podcast.
I make jokes out of this experience too, cause everything unconscious you experience is a dream and fake, I guess. So when I go to a restaurant and I have a milkshake and it's shit, I can think, heh, my dream has better milkshakes than this place.
Oh
I
man.
can taste better in my dreams than your food here. You disgust me.
Dang.
Um, But yeah, I got my drink, sat down, and was drinking it, looking at all these aliens. I was looking at because the thing that hit me first was, how are all of these beings sitting? What kind of chairs are they? What kind of chairs are they sitting in? Not just like all these things exist. I'm in a place right now where I can order literally any food that's compatible with my body, and I can taste it. I can taste it. It has texture. What the hell? Nope. First thought, how are those beings sitting right now?
Yeah.
So
Trying to think if I could order anything. What would I order? It would have to be something that's not
that's
really made anymore.
mm,
I mean,
that's I can describe the furniture though. They would just have like plain, here's a square to sit on that's elevated with a pole or something. They would have, I knew the layout of the diner thing too. It was multiple elevated levels with seats that would raise up or lower because all the entities were different sizes. But my group sat at a human sitting compatible table, and they were all talking about their experiences that they've had and what they're gonna do. And I was sitting next to him just chilling, and then uh, apparently one of them got spotted by security, and then they did like one oopsie. They did an oopsie, and were caught up in something. So now they're seen as like a criminal, I guess. I don't know.
oh,
The the astral criminal, cause the astral has a police force.
alright.
But the security dude's like, you've caused trouble in your past. You could cause trouble here. We're not having that. So then, even though we finished and we're leaving, they kicked us out.
Dang.
And then we went into a room where there were portals to different places. So we all went into different portals, which led us back home. So as soon as I entered the portal, I woke up.
Huh.
That was fun. But yeah, I got to taste a milkshake with perfect texture,
I got an
taste, and
important
it was cold.
question.
So,
Does the food you eat in Astro, does it make you fatter in real life? Does it have any
Oh my
repercussions?
god. You know, I couldn't taste it when I woke up. I didn't have any like,
Any
ooh, I just drank a lot of
aftertaste?
cold. No.
Damn.
Do you think that if it was a dream then that there would be aftertaste because those signals in the brain would still be
That's an
sending?
interesting thought. I'm gonna test that. Next time I lucid dream.
I've also tasted many other things in the astral. I've had a sugar cookie. I've had root beer, Coke,
Oh, I still have
Sprite.
soda in the Astro. You know, my stomach can't handle soda.
Fucking
So
A.
I would be all over that. I'd be having root beer, all these drinks, root beer floats and stuff. Oh, it'd be so good.
That's funny because I don't do pop. I literally just do tea.
Oh,
It's the
I
only
would
thing I
also
drink.
have stuff I'm allergic to, like orange juice and stuff, because I'm allergic to oranges.
You could actually do that in the astral. You could. That
Genius.
that would be so interesting, right? If you if you're allergic to it, do you know what it tastes like?
Oh well, I found out I was allergic to it because I tasted it.
Okay. What if somebody who's allergic to something and know they're allergic to it but haven't tasted it went to the astral and tasted it,
Oh, that's
and
interesting.
it's like, ooh,
I wonder.
new spot.
Well, is there anything you haven't tried or
Uh, I don't do seafood.
seafood? Really?
I do not do seafood.
Huh.
I've had. I'll eat anything else, just not
I'm
seafood.
not big on seafood either, though, to be honest.
Got me some little fishies.
Yeah. Trying to think what.
Well, yeah, let's just be humanity, butcher a cow,
Yeah.
grind up its meat and bones and shit, and eat it.
It's, st-
That's
it's
ethical.
still weird to me that we.
Killing a fish that doesn't have consciousness, eh.
Wait, do you think fish
Oh.
don't have consciousness?
I don't know, like uh um um they can probably, I guess. It's more of this sounds really fucked, but I see it as if something has a soul, I'll take care of it more than if it didn't have a soul. And there are many people and creatures that don't have souls, and that sounds like a dick thing of like, oh, that person doesn't have a soul.
Fuck them.
But like, nope,
They're not. They have
there
no
are
soul. So
there
no
are
soul prejudice.
NPCs. There are NPCs in this world. There are quite literally just people without
Well,
souls.
I mean, like, if someone jumped and
Not in a
say,
rude way.
like, say someone jumped and became them, would that mean they have a soul?
Uh, I think that's what adds to some AP or dimension jumping, where you could also just jump to any person because they don't have a soul in that body yet.
That's interesting. Oh,
Because the way I think about it is there's a cycle where a soul is born, it dies, its energy is reused to make another soul, but they're not the same
I
soul.
hope not.
So there's like, you can't have an unlimited amount because energy is finite. So there'd be a finite amount of souls that are recycled.
I don't like that, but
But
I
there are
I infinitely hope you're wrong
seven
about
billion,
that. That's just me,
seven,
though, of course.
7 billion
If I had the choice, I'd be
people on
immortal.
Earth, and then there are a fuck ton more on other planets. So it's like there's not enough souls to go around. Math adds up. Not everyone has a soul.
Is
But no, the soul cycle is fine,
That's
boy. It's
interesting.
fine.
Is there really a fight?
The New Age people, the New Age people think that you have to raise your vibration to become one with everything. That is a soul death right there. If you want to become one with everything, you're giving up your energy to become one with
Yeah,
everything.
no, that's pretty lame.
But I found a way out if you realize that the soul cycle is a thing.
No, that's for
And
our
the soul
Patreon.
is not
Wait, no,
eternal.
that's for our Patreon payers.
Just cut this part
Yeah,
out.
I'm kidding,
Um,
kidding.
if you realize that there's a soul cycle and you do not have the want to become one with everything, and you have a goal to reincarnate still, then you'll keep doing it and you'll be fine. Like, that's why I have a new end goal of preservation, is because the big crunch is going to happen, then another big bang. My home and everyone else's home is going to get destroyed. We're all going to go to the astral again, and then just redo shit. Or all the souls die off, and then new ones come or something. So it's like, that could I don't know when that's going to happen. I want my home. I have stuff to work for. I want to keep my home in reality. I don't want it to die. I've been fighting so long to keep it here. So I'm going to preserve it by keeping it in a place where it can't be touched. And then I'll be fine. Ha ha ha
Sounds
ha.
like a
You can't
plan.
touch me. Soul Cycle can't
Can I
touch me.
come?
Big Crunch can't touch me. Fuck you, universe.
Damn.
Here's the plan for that, though. Is where's a place where it can't technically be recycled or destroyed? The void. It's literally nothing. If I've grounded myself there successfully, so why can't you take a pocket dimension, shove it in the void, have it have enough energy to keep itself alive, as this system will recycle in of itself there, and then just reincarnate into the pocket dimension, which would be your own energy, by the way, or you just keep it there and then you AP to it, or DJ or whatever. I don't know, whatever your method is, and then you could just throw whatever you want
Oh,
into the pocket
that's
dimension.
really interesting.
Like,
Cause like,
I want knowledge of this life in there, so I'm gonna keep Path of Exile and this computer there so I could play it in another life.
that's really funny.
Or, like, I want filing cabinets of all my knowledge so that when I go there in the next life, I can just, oh, here's the thing I need.
Gotta bring all my video games. Oh shit, I
I
forgot all
want
my
my
Mario
entire
games.
species to be alive.
No!
Play Mario Kart. I want to race my other fellow
Can you
Xenos.
imagine, like, you just forget your favorite game or something? Like, oh no, I forgot it. And then the world just resets and you're like, no!
Shit, I forgot my wand in my pocket dimension. Let me just, get out of school, go dimension jump, grab it, come back.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been thinking all of that information through, because it's like, can you ground a pocket dimension to the void? People and entities clearly can have places in the void. I know that. So pocket dimension's probably viable. And then now, once I get that going, which you need a substantial amount of energy to get going, by the way, because it's a fucking pocket dimension. It's basically a little reality.
Yeah, I need to look into that
Energy
myself.
manifested.
I haven't really learned about pocket dimensions yet.
So, for the past half a year, I have been throwing energy around, consuming more energy, and been gathering it over time to throw into this pocket dimension. And then I will have Big Boy PD, and I will, at that point, just throw all knowledge in there, and we go.
And you'll play Path of
And
Exile
nothing
forever.
will touch me. Oh, universes are colliding. Singularity. I'm just gonna sit here playing, on my computer and watch it through my tiny glass window.
The idea of like just playing the same game for eternity is really funny to me.
Just come back as like an Egyptian of the second incarnation of human race, and it's like, yo, guys, I gotta show you this thing. It's not invented yet, but
Guys,
Path of
I
Exile.
bring you a gift.
League of Legends.
I don't know if that's a gift.
Oh dear. That was the downfall of humanity.
Almost the downfall
Oh
timeline.
dear. That was, oops, wrong timeline. But yeah, because, way I see it, everything works in cycles. Everything is gonna get fucked at one point. So, me going home, I guess, is now a short-term goal. And the long-term goal is, let's keep this energy going. I'ma still be a being.
Dang, if you get home, I'm gonna have to find a new co-host.
I found out the secret, and I will live on. And then, I had a brilliant idea. If no soul is around during the new Big Bang to claim that energy, if I was in my pocket dimension, could I go and claim it?
Are you just saying you're gonna be God?
And then I will be God. Sure, may not happen for another couple trillion years or so, but I wonder if that's how higher entities got to their position. Because pretty much the way to become a higher being is knowledge and then a massive amount of energy. So those beings must be like have their Galactus level. I'm a being from the previous iteration. I have all of its energy. Fight me.
Alright. I think this is a good place to wrap up. I gotta
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
No, it was fun.
Alright, I have a potential name for the podcast.
What name be?
Maybe we can name it after that subreddit number, 982.
982.
Podcast Universe 982.
Have we hit the stop button yet?
Do you want to?
Uh, I don't know.
I guess we're good. Alright. It's been fun.
Yeah, we good. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Click.
Oh god, how do I stop? That, just checking.